International Affairs commentator Douglas Herbert here. Doug, we just heard from Zelensky. How likely is that message to break through in Washington?
It's going to fall on a lot of deaf ears. Look, this is essentially the last chance saloon for Zelensky. He met last time with U.S. lawmakers 3 months ago, back in September. When he did then, things were already looking very grim for Ukraine. He was running low on cash. He was running low on ammunitions. His counteroffensive, the much vaunted counteroffensive, was seen largely as stalling. He was facing very, very strengthened Russian defenses and a President Putin who wasn't going away anytime soon, going quietly into the night. Things are even more dire now. And the message he is going to be bringing, he'll first be meeting with senators. Then he's going to be meeting with the House Speaker, the Republican Mike Johnson. Then he's going to go to the White House and meet with Biden. The message in all those cases will be the same. It will be, we are facing a matter of life and death right now, on the battlefield and off, and time is of the essence. Congress is about to go into recess at the end of this week, Friday. There's not that much time to deal with it. President Biden, as you said, has requested an emergency aid package, which would include about $60 billion additional dollars for Ukraine. On top of this, say, $110 billion the U.S. has already spent over 2 years of war. The problem is, what's the problem? It's being held up by a wing of the Republican Party that is very much enthralled to the MAGA-inspired policies of Donald Trump. And what is that? It's an isolationist America First agenda, which is dictating that first priority is American border policies, border U.S.-Mexico border. So what they're basically saying is, unless you need to ties, he's demanding that Biden clamp down on the U.S. border with Mexico, or else Ukraine isn't getting any funding. Is that going to happen? Very unlikely. In fact, we've had senators, one of them explicitly say that unless we see stricter border policies, something that a lot in the Democratic Party are staunchly opposed to, there isn't going to be any aid unlocked. It's already been delayed, but nothing more unlocked. So it's a critical situation right now. The political situation couldn't be worse for a President Biden who continues to this day to insist that he staunchly supports Ukraine and believes you need to stand with Ukraine as long as it takes.
So then what happens, Doug, if and when Zelensky comes home empty-handed?
What happens is, can Europe step in? And the easy answer is probably not. And I don't say that to be pessimistic. What I mean is there is an open letter. About 100 European lawmakers, a lot of them from Germany, from France, from Italy, have just sent an open letter to U.S. lawmakers, their counterparts in the U.S., essentially pleading for the Americans, do not pull the plug. We beg you, do not pull the plug on American aid right now. Yes, Europe has given roughly the same amount, all of Europe, as the U.S. throughout the course of this war to Ukraine. But the problem is, if the U.S. pulls out, tens of billions of dollars are no longer there for Ukraine. All bets are off. Vladimir Putin's prophecies that the West has tired of Ukraine and that he's going to win this war will essentially have come true. So right now, that's what the Europeans are desperate of. There's a European summit coming up tomorrow. They're going to be looking at aid, more aid and talks, but it's looking very bleak going in right now politically.